I'm sure there are protocols that had been established already since you began this wonderful conference. So I'll stand on the same protocols, but I'm happy to have met our chair, Mr. Karani. I have met other council members. Oh, I was looking for her. She has come up to sit on this side. I have met him, I've met this other council member, I've met the CEO, and I've also met our representative at PP. Yes, thank you very much. So ladies, good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Are you happy to be in this conference? Are you here by right? Thank you very much. I'm equally here by right as a member. I feel blessed to be able to speak to my fellow women. And anytime I walk into a room and I see many women, I get excited. So this conference is one of those that I have walked in. I see many women, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to share a bit of my life with you and to also understand yours a little bit as we go through and transcend this terrain of professionalism, and especially professionalism in supply chain. So I was given a topic by the CEO, and he asked me to come and share with you my journey of resilience. And it's at that moment that I said, wow, somebody noticed that I existed. Somebody noticed that I had hurdles in my work. And somebody noticed that somehow I navigated those hurdles. And now they have called me to share. So I'm truly grateful that I'll be able to share a little bit of what my journey was, a little bit of what some of you may be knowing, and probably maybe share something about myself that you may not be knowing. But at the end of the day, or at the end of our session, that I will have encouraged fellow women in this journey of professionalism, and especially in supply chain. So I don't know exactly where to begin. The topic I was told is building resilience, particularly for women navigating the complexities of professionalism and leadership development, with a specific lens on the dynamic field of procurement and supply chain management. I think Mr. Kenneth wanted to complicate things. So he threw there big words, resilience. You know, it's such a big word. Even just to say resilience, you don't say it with your tone downward. You have to say projecting it, resilience. Then he put in another word saying navigating complexities. Ladies, there are no complexities. It is about you. It is about you. What do you want to say about yourself? I would want us to look at some perspectives. Gender bias, you know it exists. Does it? We are underrepresented in many areas, except in a women conference. That is where the men are minority. Otherwise, in many places, we are underrepresented. We have issues of work-life balance. You're a mother, you're a wife, you're a manager, you're an officer, you're an assistant, You are a neighbor. You are the woman who keeps the money for Chama. Chama money, it is you who keeps. Yeah? You are the one who serves in church. That same woman. So, work-life balance. Social health barriers. You know, we are unique as women. So what are these barriers that we experience, and how do we navigate them? And lastly, he asked me to speak about stereotyping, which we all get to experience at one time or the other. So let's begin from the top, about gender bias. I like it when we interact with each other. Gender bias. Who has experienced gender biasness as we sit here? Yes, ma'am. I don't know if we have a microphone. I would like us to share this presentation. It's here. There's a lady here. You have experienced it, isn't it?
Yes.
What was your experience, ma'am?
I work in an organization which is male-oriented, and you'd walk into a room, and you are in a meeting where there are 10 men and you are the only lady. And when you want to voice your opinion, nobody will look in your direction. So half the time, you are trying to push your voice forward, to project your voice, so that you can project your opinion. But half the time you'll hear them saying, gentlemen, gentlemen. They even forget there is a lady in the room.
That is gender bias. Anybody who wants to share another experience of gender bias? Okay. I think, there's a lady here at the front.
I think it happens all the time. You go into a meeting and, okay, 3/4 of the people are men and a quarter are women. And this I have experienced, and quite a number of other women I'm sure they have, that you'll say something, you'll contribute a point, but then what will happen is that even before you finished, a man will raise up their hand and they will repeat what Tabitha has said. And it is what he has said that will be taken into account. He has actually just rephrased what I said, and it is in the minutes, it is him who will be seen to have contributed that point. So it is like women are there, but they are invisible. And they are invisible, they're not heard.
True. We experience that all the time, isn't it? A man is appointed, and immediately people start talking about professionalism. A woman is appointed, and immediately people start asking, who did she sleep with? Am I lying? Am I lying? That when a man is appointed, people are like, you see, professionalism. But when the name Nakhumicha is mentioned, Wetangula's wife. She slept with so and so. Who told you? My goodness, I'm a first-class honors in supply chain. And not from Ajuakali University, from the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. That is what is gender bias. So women, please take note. That should never stop you. You enter a meeting, and they are looking for somebody to pray, and they say the lady should pray for her. Who said our work is to pray? You know, prayers are not bad, but who said it is women who are supposed to pray? Please, take note of those cues. Pray when you offer yourself in a meeting. When you are asked to pray, don't pray unless you have offered yourself. That is one way of diminishing us, the women. That the only thing they think you can do is to offer prayers. Please, ladies. At times, they even talk about titles. You are there leading a meeting, chairing the meeting, and somebody is busy saying, Mr. Chairman, yet you are a woman seated there. You are the one chairing the meeting. You know, they cannot even believe that you are a woman chairing. There are many times I walked into meetings and people were like, Bwana Waziri. I said, no. Be Waziri. You know, those small things that people do, but they are intentional. Or watch, in your management meeting, when people are about to take a break, they look around the room and they send the lady for tea. Can you go and check if the tea is ready? Who said our work is to check when the tea is ready? Does it happen to you people? Please refuse when you are sent to check whether the tea is ready. Because a critical decision will be passed the moment you step out to go and look for tea. That is when they'll take a critical decision. And when you come back, your voice will not be part of that decision. So, affirm yourself. Know your stuff. Dress up. You know? My grandmother used to tell me, if you're going somewhere, or if you go for a meeting, and people don't notice you, then you didn't attend. In Luya, she used to tell me, when you walk, you're supposed to crush the stones below you. You know? Walk and crush those stones. Let people know that you have arrived. Did you people notice when I arrived? Let people know that you are. Yes, women. If you must balance on your heels, please balance. You know? And let them do that kang kang as you walk in. People must know that a woman has entered the room. And by the way, even as a cabinet secretary, I used that trick many times. When it was time for an important thing, I used to wear colors that are bright, so that you don't miss me out in that crowd. You know? When it is just a kawaida meeting, I'll do the navy blues, the suit, the nice ones, the trousers. But when it is important for me, like if I'm going to appear for a Senate or parliamentary committee, I'll make sure I wear my highest heels. I will make sure I wear a dress. If possible, one with pleats, so that they can walk behind me as I walk. So that they can give me some lifted, some swag. And in a bright dress. Let me tell you, those things work. Have you ever seen Anne Waiguru in a dull jacket? Always it's bright pink, bright blue. You know, you must be seen. Even when they want to ignore you, they will not ignore the color. And smell good as well. Let the perfume arrive before you arrive. Let people expect you. They must know. Amanini. Ladies, that is how you overcome some of the gender biasness. Let me move to my second point about representation. In all aspects, we are always, as women, underrepresented. If you look at the cabinet, the women are fewer. You go to parliament, the women are fewer. You go to management in your organizations, the women are fewer. So something must be done. And Madam, you spoke about being the only one, the only woman in the meeting. By the way, long time when I'm the only woman, I used to celebrate. After I grew up, I no longer celebrate when I find myself as the only woman. Because that is a sign that there is a problem. If you are a manager, and all your management are men except you as a woman, make effort to try and get somebody, another woman, into that management. Because you need support. There are things that men will not understand. You as the woman, you will understand. But because you are a lone voice, they will not go anywhere. If you are forming a procurement committee, don't pick men only. Put women as well. There are issues that women will understand and men will not understand. Karani, I'm not being biased. I'm just saying the truth. And you have to be deliberate. If you are recruiting people below you, do you look out for your fellow women? Or you want to be the only woman standing? Please, be deliberate. Be deliberate. And I say that because when I worked as a procurement officer at Mission for Essential Drugs and Supplies, I was given a chance by my supervisor, then, called Dr. Jane Masiga. And from that point, I told myself, it takes a woman to hold a woman's hand. Similarly, my last working before I became cabinet secretary, I worked for Global Programs, an affiliate of University of California, San Francisco. And my immediate boss was Njeri Wahome, a woman. And she told me, Susan, I don't care. Actually, that is the only institution where I served in management where there was one man, and the rest of us were women. It is only the IT manager who was a man. Head of finance, woman. Head of procurement, woman. Head of operations, woman. And the organization excelled as women. Because there are things that we could discuss as women. Be deliberate. And that taught me, equally when I'm recruiting, I look out for women. When I joined the Ministry of Health, the structure was that the cabinet secretary, principal secretary, director general, and directors. I had no role in appointing the people under me, the principal secretaries, so that passed. But I had a role in the director general and other directors. So what did I do? I saw there was an imbalance. When we started working on our structure, I introduced the post of Deputy Director General. 2 positions. And in these 2 positions, I told my team, one must be a woman. I was deliberate. One must be a woman. And that is how I got Dr. Zainab Gura as the first Deputy Director General of Ministry of Health, a woman. And you know what? She did not disappoint. She worked hard. After I left the ministry, she has been promoted. She is now the CEO of Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. A woman. So ladies, we must be deliberate when we have the opportunity to do so. If you are the manager and you are hiring, look out for fellow women. At times I used to really get excited when I have a meeting with the chair of Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, the former chair, Professor Olive Mugenda. I used to get excited because she's a woman who has led with passion. And you could sit, chat, and laugh. And tell her, today I'm the boss, tomorrow it could be you. And so we talked as women. There are things we resolved even for the institution just because we had our chit-chat as women. We also recruited another CEO position, chair of the Nursing Council. And the men were canvassing, left, right, and center. But the chair is also a woman, Professor Eunice Ndirangu. And I told her we must get a woman. And for sure we got a woman as the CEO of Nursing Council of Kenya. So, ladies, look out for your fellow women. Because these men, that is what they do for themselves. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. So if you don't look out for your fellow woman, nobody will. We have a tool in our hands as supply chain people, especially for government, called AGPO. Do you really check whether it is women you are awarding? Or you just let it pass and say 30% for women? It is your responsibility. Please make sure it is a woman-owned or a woman-led organization as you award AGPO, those who work in government. Let's discuss the third item I was asked to discuss, work-life balance. Work-life balance. It sounds easy, but at times it is not. Starting from your own house. Can I see the married women say hallelujah? You have a 7 a.m. meeting. Children must go to school. The first child, your husband must also be prepared. And you have those ones who say, mimi msichana hawezi kunipigia nguo pasi. Ama mimi msichana hawezi kuniekea breakfast. My friends, I used to work in industrial area, and I used to live in Udhiru. Those days of traffic. So for you to be in the office on time, you must have left your house about 5:30 thereabout. And you're supposed to balance some of those things. Kuna zile zilikuwa zinaponyoka. There is somebody who used to suffer in the process. But you must find a mechanism of filling the gap. Work-life balance. You must know the needs of your husband. When I served as cabinet secretary, I was privileged to be the escort of honor of Her Excellency Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of Tanzania. When I picked her from the airport, I said, I must learn something from this lady. So we had a chat. And she told me, you know, being a woman is a job in itself. Because people will be looking at you. Today, is she smiling or not smiling? Is she dressed okay or not dressed okay? Is her panty line showing or it's not showing? Is her lipstick sitting well or not well? Has one of your nails come off or not? Doesn't it happen? That you have a very important meeting, but one of your nails is off. Woe unto you if you speak with your hands like me. So that is the day that you want to greet people, but you are greeting, hiding your... So the president told me, Susan, being a woman itself is work. So you must first love yourself. Just as though you love the job that you do. Love yourself as a woman. And appear as such, as a woman. And since it is work to be a woman, please get a helper where you need to. And get a good one. So that you're not here in the conference and you're worried about your children at home. Get a good girl. A good house assistant, a good house manager. To take care of your people when you are away. But be careful so that they don't take care of the man as well. And nowadays, technology has made it easier. After the conference in the evening, you retreat. You take your phone and ambia mzee, weka video. Sindio? So, work-life balance. Then children who need your attention. I ran for office, a political seat in Trans Nzoia County. I ran in 2017 for women rep. I lost. That time, my last born son was 4 years old. But I used to move every weekend and leave him behind. I lost. Came 2022, I also ran for the political seat. He's a little bit grown up, but again the same movement. I work in Nairobi, I'm running for a political seat in Trans Nzoia. You have to keep going over the weekend, looking for votes. So my children suffered. But there's one thing that I did. I kept a good circle of friends. Friends that have been with me for many years. So I tell them, please watch over my children, I am going. And since we have children who are almost age mates, I would ask her, please take my children, stay with them for some time. Let this build a network of friendship. They will come through for you. And one of my friends is actually in this forum. My friend for many years. We were actually classmates. Diana Kabo. That is my friend. We were actually classmates. And she used to copy from me at times. And at times she used to assist me with the homework when I'm not able to do. But have a network of friends. People that can stand in for you when you are not available. People who can even speak to your husband when he's suspecting something. And tell him, by the way, you are wrong. I know for a sure, for a fact, Susan was in a political meeting, not where you are thinking that she was. Because that is where things fall through. By the way, that story of me being Wetangula's girlfriend, it is not true. Let me take this opportunity to confirm that it is not true. And one of my friends was here yesterday, Honorable Passaris. As I served as cabinet secretary, I remember there's a day she came to my office and asked, is it true you are the president's girlfriend? And we laughed, and I said, no, of course not. And she told me, you know what? I wish it was me. and I wish it was true. I would take advantage. But you guys, those things that people say, some people would think that it is true, but it's not true. Why am I talking about that story? Because when people are thinking that I'm so-and-so's girlfriend, actually I'm suffering with my husband in the house. He is equally thinking that what people are saying is true. And anytime I appear, he wants to find out whether I was with that person or not. But then mine was so bad until one time during the campaigns, we were going to Narok. I told him, by the way, Baba Andrea, today I would want you to drive me to go to this political campaign. Why was I doing that? I wanted him to go and meet the person that they are saying I'm dating, so that he can feel for himself. He can even see when people are dating, you can see, can't you? You can tell, Sindio? So he drove me, and we went to Narok. And those political meetings, you get there, and the politicians, you are held your hand, you are escorted to the high seat, and the drivers are told to go and sit somewhere. We finished our political meeting, and we went for lunch. So I'm taken to where I'm sitting with the rest of the people to have lunch, and the driver is taken to. He stopped asking me questions from that day. And he never followed me anywhere else. I proved a point to him. So, at times, just come with your husband, even for these conferences. If you can, then he will just know, yeah, it's just discussion about women. Nothing much, I was suffering because of that misconception. And I suffered extremely bad. I went through emotional abuse. He would come and ask, sasa tunataka kukua women rep. Na hata nyumba imekushinda. Unafikia hao watu utawaongoza aje? Times he just wakes up and says, so you are a manager. That person who employed you. You cannot even communicate in the house. What do you communicate in the office? Emotional abuse. Ladies, you must know yourself what you are made of. Don't be defined by words that are spoken to you by somebody who thinks you should be a little bit below them. They should never matter to you. Know what is in you. Know what you're focusing to achieve and run after it. Chase your dreams. By the way, when I lost elections, he was very happy. And he said, I knew. See, I lost in 2017. I lost in 2022. So now wait. My name comes up. I'm nominated as a cabinet secretary. And then, my wife. I said, what? Now it was, oh my. But when I was going for these political meetings, you were against them. You know? So, ladies, chase your dreams. Unapologetically. And I do not want to break anybody's marriage, but I'm just telling you what it is. At times, your own person inside the house might be the stumbling block to your greatness. But when you find a great man, I also know you get supported. Isn't it? When you find a Mr. Karani here, when you find Mr. Kanda here, I'm sure he supports the wife, don't you? The other thing, ladies, as you find balance between your work and your house and all that, invest. Make investments. Have your own. The one that calls you by name. The money that it is you who determines what you want to do with. Tunaelewana? Have money. So that if you have to attend a professional meeting and your husband cannot pay, you pay for yourself. If you have to do something and there's a hindrance, you can afford it. You can afford the nice dress I have talked about. You can afford the 6-inch heels. You can afford a designer perfume. Have your own. I want to move to my 4th title, Social Health Barriers. You know, there are some diseases that are just for women. Huh? These men seated here, they don't know what it is to have cramps. They don't know. The men you work with in your office, those you sit in management with, they don't know what is childbirth. They don't know how is it to go through a cesarean section, isn't it? And end up with a baby. Social health barriers. They don't know what you mean when you say you have fibroids. They don't know. No. I want to give my personal story on social health barriers. In February 2023, we started the weekend. We had a Sunday service in Nakuru County, headed by His Excellency the President. As a responsible cabinet secretary, I joined him for that Sunday service. And after the church, we had a working Monday with him. We were visiting facilities in Nakuru County, hospital facilities. So we went round with the president and worked the whole day. The president of this country works. You can be in a function standing for 3 hours straight. He starts his day very early. By 6, you're having your meetings before you hit out the road to go to the field. So we had a very busy day that Monday with him, and we went round Nakuru County Health Facilities. On my way back from Nakuru, we're coming back by road in the evening, I started feeling pains in my abdomen. So we came, I thought maybe it's just fatigue. When we got home, and the following day, which was a Tuesday, we were to have a meeting with the health committee, the parliamentarians, to discuss budgets. So my week was planned. And towards weekend, on Thursday, I was supposed to leave for Addis Ababa for a meeting there with the president as well. So when I got home, the pain was so much. I couldn't even stand after I had been dropped by my driver and the security. But also I didn't want to show weakness. I tried. I pretended to be talking to somebody, but I couldn't even make a step. So after they sped off, I shouted, and my girl came from the house. And I told her, nimeshindwa kutembea. She was like, oh, ni nini mama Andre? Niambia, siwezi tembea. I was in so much pain. She called somebody else from the house, and they assisted me to get in. And I said, I want to go upstairs straight. I went up. They took me upstairs. I went to my bed. I tried to rest. I took painkillers. But midnight, the pain was unbearable. I had to be taken to hospital. Midnight, Nairobi hospital. I'm going to hospital, but I'm thinking about my following day meeting with parliamentarians to discuss budget. And that is what is making me to feel like this pain needs to go away, because I must prepare myself. We got to hospital. It became an emergency. I didn't know what it was. They did tests. I had an ectopic pregnancy that had burst. That is a medical emergency. To theater straight. I came out of theater towards morning. I think it was about 7 a.m. when I now recovered. And I remembered I had a budget meeting. I contemplated leaving the hospital. The doctors told me, you can't. You have just come out of theater. 9 a.m., my PA comes and says, the chair of the health committee has said you must appear in person. Women. At times you see people smiling and you don't know what they are going through. By good luck, the chair of the committee, we come from the same county. I sent him a text and told him, I am in hospital. He didn't respond to the text. Instead, somebody else called me and said, people are saying, you went and checked yourself in Nairobi hospital to avoid this meeting. You don't want to discuss the budgets. My friends, it can be difficult. So the hospital had to write a letter to the committee to confirm that indeed I am unwell. And I have had surgery. Because people were remembering that on Sunday, they saw me dancing on the stage. They were remembering that Monday, I was walking around with the president. So why is it that Tuesday I'm unwell and I'm admitted? A letter was written by the hospital. It was sent to the committee. It took a guy now, who is a member of that committee, to do his background checks and confirm that indeed I was sick. And not just sick, I had a ruptured ectopic pregnancy. That day ended. I'm still in bed in Nairobi Hospital. In the evening, my phone rings. And I'm being reminded by the office of the president that I am required to be in Addis Ababa kuwakilisha serikali na rais. I'm like, oh, I'm in hospital. And the person said, when the president has delegated to you, you cannot delegate. Ladies, I got discharged towards the evening. I went to my house, packed my bags, and by 3 a.m., I was on Ethiopian airline, headed to Addis Ababa. I arrived in Addis, received very well, taken to my room. Remember, I'm arriving in the morning at about 7, and the meeting is that day. When I got into my room, I put my luggage down. I sat on the bed and asked myself, must I do this job? Women, I cried. I cried. Remember, you are in Addis Ababa. You are not even in Kenya, so you are crying for who? For yourself and your God. I cried. And people come into my door to find out if I am ready for the meeting. I told them I am not. And this time I was firm. And I said, I am not attending any meeting. I am unwell. I slept the whole day. Your health comes first, my dear ones. I slept the whole day. So hapo pa kusema lazima. I didn't. But it wasn't easy. Remember, I'm recovering. I've just left theater, some 24 hours down the line. So the following morning, His Excellency is arriving for the main meeting. I have to receive him at the airport. I put myself up, dressed very well, went and received him at the airport. We did our meetings for the day. And in one of the photos, I appeared, and the photo was shared. My eyes were red because of the crying and the fatigue. And on social media, people were saying, huyo ni mlevi. It is not easy to be a woman and lead at the same time. So what you have to do, ladies, do it. But your health comes first. We finished our meetings for 2 days. We came back home. But at the lobby, waiting now to fly back, I met a colleague of mine, a woman. I will withhold her name. So she was looking unhappy. And asked her, my sister, what's wrong? We have just finished our successful meetings. Then she said, While I was here, my estranged husband went and picked kids from the house. So I am so annoyed. I don't know what to do. This job is robbing me of my children. And she had tears in her eyes. And I had my own tears that I had also posed. So now it was the two of us. Watch our mama tulie. We cried, the two of us. We are cabinet secretaries. Here we are overwhelmed by our personal issues. We cried. Then we said, oh, maybe we should resign. Actually, resigning is me who said, maybe me, I think I should resign. She told me, you know what, Nakhumicha? When we resign from this job, they will be given to men. That statement became our fuel for the day. The thought that when we resign, men will be given the position, and we'll have lost it on behalf of all the women of this country. Became our fuel. So he said, we cannot let down the person who appointed us, neither can we let down the women, because they will say, women cannot lead. That statement became our fuel. But what am I trying to say here? We have those social health barriers, but you have to find a mechanism to overcome them. One of the mechanisms is ensure that you have your annual health checkups. Ladies, I'm sure most of you have a cover, don't you? Sijakuja kuongea mambo ya SHA. Today I'm not talking about SHA. I'm just saying, ladies, ensure you have a health. Na hata hiyo SHA ni option. Check yourself annually. And when you feel something is wrong, get checked, so that you don't get into emergencies. Your health must be your top priority. When you're sick, the person who will be given to act will be a man. When you eventually die, the company will employ a man. So get checked. Ensure you are always in good health. Physical fitness, if you can, because that also gives you a very good mental state. My secret also, while I served in cabinet, 3 times a week, I used to go for boxing. And I chose boxing because that is where I could release my stress. If there was something annoying me in the office, that is the day I could box it. And I had a very nice trainer. When I arrived for boxing, he asked me, how is the week? Anything that has gone wrong, I tell him. Anybody that has offended you, I tell him. Then he says, okay, gear up. We do a warm-up. When it comes to boxing, he starts with that item that I told him. He said, can you hit it? And I hit. Hit it, I hit. Can you kick? I kick. By the time I come out of my fitness of boxing, I have released stress. So ladies, take up physical exercise. The other thing is to eat right, nutrition. Eat right. I've been telling people about cabbage juice because I'm a cabbage farmer. Eat right. Take water. You need to glow. When people see you, they must see perfect skin. From eating right, taking care of yourself, and working out. I think I've done justice to that social health barrier.